rise of BitTorrent, how Bram Cohen's invention has become the soul of piracy. The advent of the internet has revolutionized the way we share information and media. One of the most significant changes has been the rise of streaming services, which have made accessing movies, television shows, and music easier than ever before. With this rise in legitimate streaming options, it's easy to assume that piracy has been eradicated or at least significantly reduced. However, the reality is that piracy is still very much alive, and torrenting is one of the primary ways that people access copyrighted material. Torrenting has become synonymous with piracy, and its popularity is in no small part due to the efforts of Bram Cohen, the creator of BitTorrent, torrenting being the key to piracy. To understand the impact of Bram Cohen's invention on the world of piracy, it's essential to understand what torrenting is and why it's become the key to piracy. At its core, torrenting is a method of peer-to-peer file sharing that allows users to download and upload files to each other directly, unlike traditional file sharing methods, which rely on a central server. Torrenting uses a distributed network of users to share files. The result is that torrents are often faster and more reliable than other methods of file sharing. The problem with torrenting, however, is that it's often used to share copyrighted material. Torrenting has become the go-to method for sharing movies, television shows, and music illegally. Because the files are distributed across a network of users, it's difficult to shut down piracy. Shutting down one website hosting pirated material is not enough to stop the spread of that content, as there will always be another website that pops up in its place. And that's where Bram Cohen comes in. To understand how BitTorrent became the go-to place for sharing and downloading large files, it's essential to understand its creator, Bram Cohen. Born in Manhattan, New York in 1975, Bram showed an early interest in computer science and STEM competitions. He participated in competitions such as the U.S. Math Olympiad and had an insatiable desire to learn more about computer science. After high school, Bram attended the University of Buffalo, but left after receiving job offers from various tech startups. He worked for several startups, including Mogination, where he first became interested in file sharing. BitTorrent. Bram left Mogination in 2001 and began programming the first BitTorrent client. BitTorrent was unveiled at Codecon in 2002 and had quickly gained a reputation as the fastest and most efficient way to download large files. Bram attracted users by offering adult films for free, which quickly propelled the popularity of the platform. However, it wasn't long before users began sharing other types of files, including music and movies, leading to the widespread use of BitTorrent for illegal file sharing. Despite Bram's original intentions for the platform to be used for legitimate purposes, BitTorrent's ease of use and ability to move websites and content around the internet has made it nearly impossible to shut down piracy. It wasn't long before BitTorrent became the go-to place to share and download large files. With its peer-to-peer system, users could easily share and distribute files without the need for a central server. This made it an incredibly efficient way to distribute large files, such as movies, music, and software. The ease of use and efficiency of BitTorrent quickly caught the attention of users looking to share copyrighted material without paying for it. While Cohen never intended for BitTorrent to be used for piracy, it soon became synonymous with illegal file sharing. The dark side of BitTorrent. BitTorrent's success brought with it a dark side. While the technology itself was not inherently illegal, it quickly became the preferred method of sharing copyrighted material online. It wasn't long before Hollywood and the music industry caught on and began to take legal action against users and websites hosting pirated content. Despite the legal challenges, BitTorrent remains one of the most popular methods for sharing and downloading large files. Shutting down piracy. While the legality of BitTorrent is still being debated, It's clear that piracy is a major issue for content creators and distributors. The challenge has been finding ways to effectively shut down piracy while still allowing users to share and distribute files in a legal manner. One approach has been to go after the websites that host pirated content. In recent years, authorities have shut down some of the largest piracy websites, such as the Pirate Bay and Kick-Ass Torrents. While this has made it more difficult for users to find pirated content, it hasn't stopped piracy altogether. Another approach has been to go after individual users who are sharing pirated content. This has led to legal action against individuals, including hefty fines and even imprisonment in some cases. However, this approach has been criticized as being ineffective and unfair, as it often targets individuals who are not making money off of pirated content and may not even be aware that what they are doing is illegal. Some content creators and distributors have taken a different approach by making their content more easily accessible and affordable through legitimate channels. This has been the driving force behind the rise of streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime Video. The rise of streaming services. The rise of streaming services has had a significant impact on the world of piracy. With the ability to stream movies and television shows legally, users no longer have to resort to piracy to access the content they want. Streaming services have also made it easier for content creators and distributors to reach a wider audience and monetize their content in a way that is more difficult to do with traditional distribution methods. However, streaming services are not without their challenges. While they have certainly reduced piracy to some extent, they have also led to the fragmentation of the streaming market, with many different services offering their own exclusive content. This can make it difficult and expensive for users to access all of the content they want, and has led some users to turn back to piracy as a result. The future of piracy and BitTorrent. As technology continues to evolve, the future of piracy and BitTorrent remains uncertain. While streaming services have certainly reduced piracy to some extent, it's clear that piracy is not going away anytime soon. BitTorrent remains one of the most popular methods for sharing and downloading large files, and its decentralized nature makes it difficult to shut down completely. While authorities have had some success in shutting down piracy websites, it's likely that new sites will continue to pop up in their place. In the end, the fight against piracy will likely continue to be a cat-and-mouse game between content creators, distributors, authorities, and those who are determined to access copyrighted content without paying for it. While piracy may never be fully eradicated, steps can be taken to minimize its impact and protect intellectual property. This includes educating the public on the importance of respecting intellectual property rights, increasing legal enforcement and penalties for piracy, and providing affordable and accessible legal alternatives to piracy. The evolution of technology and the rise of streaming services have helped to reduce piracy rates in recent years. But there is still work to be done to ensure that content creators are properly compensated for their work. Ultimately, the best way to combat piracy is through a combination of education, legal enforcement, and innovation. Only then can we hope to create a sustainable future for the creative industries, where artists and creators can continue to produce their work and be fairly compensated for it.